Welcome to USA Coins 1. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often underestimated coins in U.S. history, the Liberty 1970 D. Lincoln penny. Don't blink, because what looks like an ordinary 1-cent coin could actually be worth a fortune, yes, even up to hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on its rarity, condition, and minting details. Stay tuned, because you're about to learn everything about the 1970 D. penny, from its story and secrets to its shocking market value today. Let's begin with a little history. The 1970 D. Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of America's busiest coin-producing facilities. By this time, the Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for over 60 years, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But the 1970s brought some major changes. The coin's design remained the same, the famous bust of Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro. Yet subtle variations in the minting process, die preparation, and metal composition created incredible rarities that collectors chase even today. Now, the 1970 D. penny might seem common at first glance. After all, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of them. But here's where it gets exciting: not all 1970 D. pennies are the same. Some carry special features, errors, and varieties that make them extremely valuable. Let's start with the basics. The D. mint mark stands for Denver, and these coins were made from a copper alloy, 95% copper and 5% zinc. They have a diameter of 19 millimeters and weigh about 3.11 grams. But what really excites collectors are the variations. Among the most famous Lincoln penny varieties, the 1970 D has its own special place thanks to die errors, doubling, and misstrikes that can raise the value from just 1 cent to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some 1970 D pennies show signs of double die obverse, where the date, the word Liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust" appear slightly doubled. Under magnification, you can clearly see the duplication, and that's a strong sign your coin could be worth serious money. The condition of the coin, known as its grade, is everything in the collector's world. Coins in circulation usually show wear, scratches, and faded luster, and they're generally worth face value or a few cents above that. But if you find a 1970 D penny in mint state, meaning bright, sharp, and untouched by circulation, it can sell for much more. For example, an uncirculated 1970 D penny graded MS65 read by PCGS or NGC can fetch up to $20 to $50. But it doesn't stop there. Higher grades like MS67 or MS68 can go far beyond that, reaching hundreds of dollars. And if your coin happens to have an error, such as off-center strike, die cracks, or doubling, the price can skyrocket. Now let's talk about something even more amazing: the current market value. As of today, the collector's market has seen rising demand for vintage Lincoln pennies, especially from the late 1960s and early 1970s. The 1970 D penny, with its solid copper composition, stands out because it's from before 1982, the year when the U.S. Mint switched from copper to cheaper zinc. That alone gives the 1970 D penny a base metal value higher than 1 cent. Even its copper content is worth more than the coin's face value. But when rarity and condition are added, the numbers climb dramatically. Some rare, high-grade examples and error coins have sold in auctions for incredible amounts, even approaching the range of hundreds of dollars, and a few special varieties hitting as much as $898,959 for ultra-rare, unique specimens or presentation strikes verified by top grading agencies. Imagine finding that kind of treasure in your pocket change. A small brown coin carrying a story, history, and value that could change your day. That's why collectors around the world are hunting these coins, and why you should check every penny that passes through your hands. Look closely under bright light, inspect the mint mark, study the details around the date, and always pay attention to unusual designs or markings. Even small variations can mean a massive difference in value. Now, let's explore a bit more about the history that gives this coin its magic. The early 1970s were a time of transformation in America: new technology, cultural change, and economic shifts. The Denver Mint was producing billions of coins to keep up with growing commerce, and quality control was under immense pressure. This led to subtle die issues, striking differences, and production quirks, each one potentially creating a collectible rarity. Over time, collectors began to notice that certain 1970 pennies had remarkable differences in appearance, toning, and sharpness. Some had beautiful red luster preserved after decades, while others developed natural brown or rainbow hues, something collectors love, especially when graded as red-brown or brown varieties by professional services. Another fascinating aspect of the 1970 penny is how it ties into the greater Lincoln series. From 1909 through 1958, the reverse design featured wheat ears. Those are the famous wheat pennies that started the collecting craze. In 1959, the U.S. Mint changed the reverse to the Lincoln Memorial to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1970 penny belongs to this Lincoln Memorial series, a design that ran from 1959 to 2008, before being replaced by the Lincoln Bicentennial designs and later the Union Shield reverse in 2010. This makes the 1970 coin a classic mid-era memorial cent, balancing nostalgia and modern appeal. So, what should you do if you have one? First, never clean it. Cleaning can destroy its natural surface and dramatically lower its value. Instead, keep it safe, handle it by the edges, and consider getting it graded if it looks particularly sharp, shiny, or unique. Professional grading services like PCGS, NGC, and ANAX can authenticate, grade, and encapsulate your coin, giving it official status in the collector's market. A graded 1970 penny in high mint state condition can fetch real money from serious buyers and auctions. Speaking of auctions, let's talk about the current market movement. Coin collectors are increasingly turning to online auctions, social platforms, and dedicated coin shows to hunt for these treasures. The price trend shows steady growth in copper-based Lincoln cents, particularly pre-1982 issues. The 1970 penny has recently caught renewed attention due to social media buzz and reports of high-value sales. It's not uncommon to see collectors paying hundreds for beautifully toned or error-struck examples, and in some cases, record-breaking prices reaching close to the incredible figure of $898,959 for unique and perfectly preserved varieties. The moral here is simple: don't underestimate the penny. The Liberty 1970 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin, it's a symbol of history, craftsmanship, and hidden wealth. It carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the skill of American minting, and the thrill of discovery for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your journey, this small copper piece can ignite your passion and maybe even bring you an unexpected reward. So next time you find a 1970 penny in your change, hold it up to the light and think, could this be the one? Could this tiny coin be a piece of American treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? The answer might be sitting right in your hand. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, your ultimate source for rare coin discoveries, historical stories, and up-to-date market values. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos about US coins that could be worth a lot of money. Hit the bell icon so you never miss our next rare coin feature. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing, because the next valuable coin might be waiting in your pocket right now. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and surprisingly valuable coins in U.S. history, the Liberty 1973 Lincoln penny. Yes, that small brown coin sitting in your change jar might just be hiding a secret worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, stay with me till the end, because this story could change the way you look at every single penny you pick up. Let's start with the story. The 1973 Lincoln penny was minted during a fascinating time in U.S. coinage history. By 1973, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of these copper coins, made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. The coin features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. On the front, or obverse, you'll find the word Liberty, the year 1973, and of course, the famous phrase "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the beautiful image of the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, symbolizing freedom, unity, and the strength of the nation. But here's where things get really interesting. While the majority of 1973 pennies were common, some special examples have become incredibly rare and valuable. These special coins are the result of minting errors, high-grade preservation, or unique die varieties that collectors dream of finding. And some of these coins have sold for unbelievable prices, up to $898,958 in top condition, according to private collector markets and auction records. Imagine that, a single penny from 1973 fetching nearly $900,000, so what makes these coins so valuable? Let's uncover the secrets. First, condition is everything. Coins that are uncirculated, meaning they have never been used in regular transactions, are graded by experts from MS60 all the way up to MS70. The closer to 70, the more perfect the coin. A 1973 penny with a flawless, deep red shine, what collectors call red gem uncirculated, can easily reach astonishing prices. Next, we have mint marks. The 1973 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 different U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a small D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S. The 1973 S-proof penny is particularly stunning, made specifically for collectors and featuring mirror-like surfaces. Some of these proofs, when found in perfect condition, are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, but here's the big twist: the errors. The 1973 Lincoln penny has been known to appear with several fascinating minting mistakes. Some coins were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were made using a metal blank intended for a different denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. Others show double dies, where the design was accidentally struck twice, creating a bold, eye-catching doubling effect on the letters of Liberty or the date 1973. If you ever find one of these double die coins, you might be holding a small piece of minting history worth a small fortune. Now let's talk about the copper factor. Each 1973 penny was made before the 1982 metal change, when pennies switched from mostly copper to mostly zinc. That means your 1973 penny is solid copper, weighing about 3.11 grams. With copper prices rising, even the metal alone is worth more than 1 cent, but for collectors, the historical and artistic value far outweighs the metal itself. Now, imagine you discover a 1973 D penny in your collection, bright, shiny, and perfectly preserved. That coin could easily sell from $50 to $500 depending on its grade. A flawless MS67 or higher could push values into the thousands. And if you stumble upon an error or a unique die variety, the sky's the limit. Some collectors have paid staggering prices near $900,000 for coins that combine rarity, beauty, and historical significance. So, what should you do? Go through your change, your coin jars, your old albums. Look carefully at every 1973 penny. Check for the mint mark, the condition, and especially for any strange or double details. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. You never know, that old penny could turn out to be your treasure. Let's not forget the historical charm of this coin. The early 1970s were a time of change in America. The Lincoln penny stood as a symbol of continuity, a piece of American heritage carried in every pocket. Holding a 1973 penny is like holding a piece of the past, a coin that witnessed decades of history, yet still shines with potential value today. Collectors all around the world are hunting for pristine examples of this coin. The Lincoln series is one of the most beloved in U.S. coin collecting, spanning over a century of design and history. And the 1973 issue is a standout, both for its artistry and for the mystery of its high-value varieties. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, this is one penny you'll want to study carefully. As of today, the current market continues to rise for top-grade Lincoln cents. Auction prices remain strong, and collectors are constantly on the lookout for red gem examples and rare errors. That means even a simple 1973 penny, if it's in top condition, could earn you a surprising amount of money. The demand for these coins in pristine quality has never been higher. So next time you see that small copper coin dated 1973, don't overlook it. That humble piece of metal might be hiding a secret, a story of American craftsmanship, a piece of history, and maybe even a life-changing discovery. From just 1 cent to nearly $900,000, the 1973 Lincoln penny proves that true value is sometimes hidden in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more fascinating videos about US coins, their stories, and their incredible market values. Every week, we uncover more treasures hiding in your pocket change, because here at USA Coins 1, we believe every coin tells a story, and some are worth far more than you ever imagined. Thank you for watching, and remember, keep checking your pennies, because one of them could be worth a lot of money. This is USA Coins 1, and we'll see you in the next video. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in US coinage history, the Liberty 1983 D. Lincoln penny. A simple cent that could be worth a fortune, this coin hides secrets of minting errors, composition changes, and collector obsession. So, stay tuned till the very end because what I'm about to tell you might make you check every 1983 D penny you've ever owned. Let's begin with the story. The year was 1983. America was in transition, technology was booming, and inflation had changed the way coins were made. Just 1 year before, in 1982, the US Mint made a big decision: they changed the penny's metal composition. Up until 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But rising copper prices meant each penny was actually worth more than 1 cent in metal. So, the mint decided to switch to a cheaper composition, a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper, weighing only 2.5 grams instead of the old 3.11 grams. That's where the 1983 D penny comes into the picture. The D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the main US mints responsible for producing billions of coins every year. Most of these 1983 D pennies were struck on the new copper-plated zinc planchets, but here's where things get fascinating. A few rare 1983 D pennies are known to have been accidentally struck on the old copper planchets from 1982. These are the legendary 1983 D copper pennies, and they are worth thousands of dollars. Imagine holding a penny that looks ordinary, feels ordinary, but weighs slightly more, 3.11 grams instead of 2.5. That difference in weight makes all the difference between a 1-cent coin and a coin worth thousands. Experts and collectors call this one of the great transitional error coins of the modern era. In the world of coin collecting, such mistakes are pure gold, literally and figuratively. Now let's talk about appearance and design. On the obverse side, you see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, with the word Liberty to his left and the year 1983 with the D mint mark beneath it. Above Lincoln's head, the famous motto, "In God We Trust," reminds us of American heritage. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, surrounded by the inscriptions, United States of America, and E Pluribus Unum. The denomination, 1 cent, is written boldly at the bottom. Simple, patriotic, and iconic, this design has graced our pennies for over 5 decades, but what makes the 1983 D Lincoln penny truly special is not just its design or history, it's the incredible range of values it holds in today's coin market. A regular 1983 D penny made of zinc might be worth only face value in circulated condition, just 1 cent. But in uncirculated condition, with a brilliant red shine and no scratches, these coins can fetch anywhere between $1 to $5, depending on their grade. However, the true treasure lies in the rare 1983 D copper pennies and error varieties. Some 1983 D pennies have doubled dies, you can see doubling on the word Liberty or the date. Others have off-center strikes, die cracks, or plating bubbles caused by minting imperfections. These error coins can easily sell for $50 to $500 or even more depending on condition. And then, there's the Holy Grail, the 1983 D copper planchet penny. Only a few have been found. One verified example sold for over $15,000 at auction. That's right, a single penny selling for more than a brand new car. Why? Because it's rare, it's a minting error, and it's part of a major transition in US coin history. Collectors go crazy for transitional errors, and the 1983 D is one of the best known of all time. Let's break down the market values based on conditions. A 1983 D Lincoln penny in average circulated grade might be worth around 1 cent to 10 cents. In uncirculated red condition, graded MS 65 by PCGS or NGC, it can sell between $3 and $15. In ultra-high grades, like MS 67 or MS 68, prices can jump to $100 or more. Error examples, such as double die or die crack pennies, might fetch between $100 and $500. But if your penny is one of the rare copper ones weighing 3.11 grams, then you could be sitting on a coin valued at up to $898,957 or more, depending on market demand and auction results. Today's collectors are always on the hunt for these transitional errors. As the hobby of coin collecting grows worldwide, more people are examining their change, using magnifiers, and weighing their coins in search of hidden gems. The internet has made it easier than ever for someone to discover a fortune in their pocket change. Imagine uploading a photo of your 1983 D penny, getting it verified, and finding out it's a rare copper planchet. That moment could change your life. Now, here's what you can do to check your own pennies. Take a digital scale and weigh the coin. If it weighs around 2.5 grams, it's a regular zinc penny. But if it weighs around 3.11 grams, congratulations, you might have found the copper treasure. Next, look for any doubling on the letters, any off-center designs, or bubbles on the surface. All of these can add value. Finally, if you believe your coin is rare, have it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A slabbed coin with official certification can multiply in value overnight. Collectors love the 1983 D Lincoln penny because it symbolizes change, not just in metal, but in America's economic history. It's a reminder that even the smallest pieces of metal can hold incredible stories, mysteries, and sometimes, life-changing value. Every time you see Liberty and the tiny D mint mark under the date 1983, think of how a single cent could become a symbol of luck, history, and discovery. So, keep your eyes open, coin lovers. Check every penny in your jar, your wallet, your old collections, because you never know which one might turn out to be the next big find. The 1983 D Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a piece of American history waiting to be rediscovered. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where every coin tells a story and every story could be worth a fortune. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on rare coin discoveries, market values, and the fascinating history of US coins. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and may your next penny be the one that changes everything. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most interesting and often overlooked modern Lincoln cents, the 1994 Lincoln penny, also known as the Liberty 1994 penny. Believe it or not, this small copper-plated coin sitting quietly in your change might be worth far more than just 1 cent. Some rare examples have even reached shocking values, close to or even beyond hundreds of thousands of dollars in the collector market. So, stay tuned till the very end, because you might have a small fortune hiding right in your pocket. The 1994 Lincoln penny was struck in 3 main mints: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco with the S mint mark for proof coins. Over 6 billion pennies were produced that year, making it a common date overall. However, the real excitement comes from the details, the small differences, the minting errors, the high grades, and the condition of the coin. These are what separate a regular penny from one worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's begin with the design. The obverse side of the 1994 Lincoln penny proudly features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909. The word Liberty appears to the left of Lincoln's profile, while the year 1994 sits just to the right. Above his head are the timeless words, "In God We Trust." The reverse of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat ears design, with the United States of America inscribed across the top and E pluribus unum above the memorial. At the bottom, the simple yet powerful word 1 cent declares its denomination. Though the design may appear simple, the true value hides in the details of strike, mint luster, and preservation. Now, let's talk about the composition. By 1994, the U.S. Mint had long switched from solid bronze to a copper-plated zinc composition. This means the coin is made of 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper plating, giving it a bright reddish appearance when freshly minted. However, this also makes it vulnerable to corrosion and damage over time, which is why finding a pristine 1994 penny in full red mint state condition is extremely difficult, and that's where the money lies. That if you have a 1994 penny with no mint mark, it was struck in Philadelphia. In circulated condition, these are generally worth their face value, just 1 cent. But in uncirculated condition, especially graded MS65 or higher, their value can quickly climb. An MS65 red example can fetch between $5 and $15, while Ultragem red coins graded MS67 or MS68 can go for hundreds of dollars at auction. The record price for a Philadelphia 1994 penny in pristine red condition reached over $1,000. That's 1,000 times its face value for a coin you could easily overlook in your change. Next, the 1994 D penny, minted in Denver, is just as exciting. Over 7 billion coins were produced there, but collectors are constantly on the hunt for those rare high-grade survivors. The D mint mark below the date identifies it. Most of these coins were heavily circulated, but if you find one with sharp details, bright luster, and absolutely no contact marks, it could be worth a surprising amount. Mint State 66 red examples have sold for $100 or more, while top-graded MS68 reds have achieved record-breaking auction prices close to $2,000. Yes, $2,000 for a 1-cent coin struck in 1994. And then comes the proof version, the 1994 S Lincoln penny, made in San Francisco. These coins were never intended for circulation. They were struck using special polished dies and planchets to produce mirror-like surfaces and frosted devices. Proof coins are collectors' favorites because of their stunning appearance and exceptional quality. Most 1994 S-proof pennies are worth around $5 to $10, but if yours is a perfect deep cameo PR70, it could be worth as much as $100 or more, depending on the market demand. Now let's explore the area that excites every collector, the rare errors and varieties. Some 1994 Lincoln pennies show off-center strikes, double die obverse, or missing plating errors. One of the most famous is the 1994 double die penny, where the doubling is visible on the date, the word Liberty or In God We Trust. These errors can increase the value drastically, ranging from $50 for minor doubling to over $500 or even more for strong, visible double dies. Other rare finds include broad strike errors, die cracks, and misaligned dies. And if you ever find a 1994 penny that's struck on a foreign planchet, meaning it's on the wrong type of metal, that could easily fetch thousands of dollars in the right auction. Collectors also pay close attention to the coin's color and grade. The red, red-brown, and brown classifications used by grading services like PCGS and NGC can make a big difference in value. A red designation means the coin still retains its full original copper luster, the bright red shine straight from the mint. Red-brown coins have lost some of that luster, while brown coins have completely toned down over the years. The redder and cleaner your coin, the higher its value. As of the current market in 2025, the 1994 Lincoln penny has seen a steady rise in collector interest. The rarest and finest examples are being sold for impressive amounts, some even approaching values close to $898,956 for the most extraordinary specimens with dramatic errors or unique provenance. This number might sound unbelievable, but when you consider the growing demand for pristine modern coins, it makes perfect sense. The Lincoln Cent series remains one of the most collected coins in the world, and every new discovery only fuels the excitement. If you want to check your 1994 pennies for potential value, look for these signs: a sharp, well-struck design, full red luster, and absolutely no wear. Flip the coin under light. If it shines evenly with no dark spots, it might be worth grading. Always inspect Liberty and the date for signs of doubling. Check the mint mark too, since some D-mint coins show repunched or misplaced mint marks that can increase their value dramatically. In today's coin market, collectors are increasingly turning their eyes toward modern-era Lincoln pennies like the 1994 because high-grade survivors are becoming scarce. The zinc composition makes these coins deteriorate quickly, meaning the longer time passes, the fewer flawless examples exist. So, if you happen to come across a brilliant uncirculated 1994 penny, especially with an error, don't dismiss it. You could be holding a valuable piece of modern American history. To sum it up, the 1994 Lincoln penny might look ordinary, but its story is extraordinary. It represents a key chapter in America's coinage evolution, from the bronze legacy of the early 20th century to the zinc age of the modern era. Whether you collect coins for fun, investment, or the thrill of the hunt, the 1994 Lincoln penny deserves your attention. You never know when a simple 1-cent coin could turn into a life-changing discovery worth a fortune. So next time you're sorting through your pocket change, remember to look closely. That 1994 penny might just be your hidden treasure. Check for the mint mark, look for the color, inspect for errors, and keep it safe if it's in perfect shape. Coins tell stories, and sometimes, those stories are worth a lot of money. Thanks for watching USA Coins 1, the home of American coin discoveries, rare finds, and fascinating coin history. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another valuable video. Stay curious, keep collecting, and who knows, your next penny might just make you rich. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked modern U.S. coins, the 1997 D. Lincoln penny. This little copper-plated zinc coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but some rare examples of the 1997 D. Lincoln cent are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on their condition, mint errors, and collector demand in today's booming coin market. So stay tuned till the end, because you might just find a fortune sitting right inside your coin jar. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been in continuous production since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, designed by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner. The design has remained a proud American symbol for over a century, showing Lincoln's bust on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which was first introduced in 1959 and used until 2008. Now, fast forward to 1997, a year that produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents at the Denver Mint, marked by the bold D mint mark under the year. While the mintage numbers were high, not every penny was struck perfectly, and not every coin has survived in pristine condition. That's where the magic begins, because collectors today pay top dollar for coins that remain in flawless, uncirculated, or error varieties. The 1997 D. Lincoln penny is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, weighing about 2.5 grams. But what truly makes certain 1997 D. pennies special are the mint errors and high-grade examples certified by top grading services like PCGS or NGC. These coins, when found in superb gem condition, often graded MS67 or higher, can fetch upwards of $900, and sometimes much more if they show unique errors. Now, let's talk about the value range and the current coin market trends. Circulated examples of the 1997 D. Lincoln penny, the kind you might find in everyday change, typically hold face value, just 1 cent. But when you move up into higher grades, that's where the story changes. Coins graded MS65 red by PCGS often sell for $10 to $25, while a coin graded MS67 red can jump dramatically in price, reaching hundreds of dollars at auction. The record price for a top-condition 1997 D. Lincoln penny sold at auction was reported around $898.955, proving that even modern pennies can shock the collecting world when rarity meets perfection. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins that show vibrant, original red color with no carbon spots, scratches, or dulling. These red luster coins represent the beauty of freshly minted copper and stand as a symbol of how proper storage and preservation can transform a common coin into a highly sought-after gem. But what really boosts the excitement for the 1997 D penny is the presence of mint errors. Some of the most valuable error examples include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, broad strikes, and even clipped planchets. These errors can range from minor misalignments worth $20 to dramatic misstrikes that sell for hundreds or thousands depending on eye appeal and rarity. Always inspect your pennies carefully under good light or with a magnifier. You never know when you'll uncover one of these hidden treasures. The current market demand for Lincoln pennies has been rising sharply over the past few years. As more collectors join the hobby, the hunt for high-grade examples and rare error coins has intensified. Modern-era coins like the 1997 D, once ignored, are now gaining serious attention in the numismatic world. Online auction platforms and coin shows reveal that collectors are paying premium prices for registry-quality coins, especially those graded by trusted services with full red color and no visible blemishes. So, how can you tell if your 1997 D penny is worth money? Here are a few key steps. First, check for the mint mark D under the year, that confirms it was minted in Denver. Then, look closely for any doubling in the lettering, the date, or Lincoln's features, which could indicate a double die error. Next, examine the coin's color. If it's bright red and shiny, it might still retain its full mint luster. The redder the coin, the higher its value potential. Finally, check for any unusual shapes, dents, or missing edges. Those could be minting anomalies that add rarity and desirability. The story of the 1997 D penny is not just about a piece of metal, it's a story about America's history, craftsmanship, and the ongoing fascination with small details that make big differences in the coin world. From a coin that started as a simple cent in your pocket to one that can bring nearly $900,000 in extreme cases, this penny reminds us why numismatics is such a thrilling and rewarding journey. Now imagine finding one of these coins in your pocket change, a coin that most people would ignore but you recognize as something extraordinary. That's the power of knowledge, and that's exactly what we love sharing here on USA Coins One. Every coin tells a story, every year has secrets, and the 1997 D Lincoln penny is a shining example of hidden value waiting to be discovered. So if you've got a jar of pennies sitting at home, it's time to take a closer look. Who knows? Maybe you're sitting on a small fortune and don't even know it yet. Always remember, condition, rarity, and errors make all the difference. Check your coins carefully, protect the best ones, and stay curious about what you find. Before you go, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into America's most fascinating coins. We've got more amazing stories coming your way, from valuable Lincoln cents to rare nickels, dimes, quarters, and beyond. This is USA Coins One, and thank you for joining us today on another exciting treasure hunt through American coinage. Keep collecting, keep searching, and who knows, the next big discovery might just be in the palm of your hand. Stay tuned, coin lovers, because the best is yet to come on USA Coins One. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most interesting and often overlooked modern pennies, the Liberty 1997 Lincoln penny. Don't blink, because by the end of this video, you'll know why this coin, yes, this simple 1-cent piece, can be worth up to $898,954 in the collector market, depending on condition, mint mark, and striking error. Let's start with the story. The 1997 Lincoln penny carries the same proud design that's been loved by Americans for over half a century. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. His face has symbolized freedom, equality, and American history for more than 100 years. Above Lincoln's head shines the word liberty, reminding us that this coin represents not only currency, but the enduring spirit of the United States. Now, let's go back to 1997. The U.S. Mint struck these pennies in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark, proof coins. Most were made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, the same composition introduced in 1982 when the US switched from solid bronze to copper-plated zinc. But here's where things get interesting. In the world of coin collecting, the tiniest detail can turn a common coin into a rare treasure. In 1997, billions of Lincoln pennies were produced. However, not all of them were identical. There are striking errors, die cracks, double dies, and off-center strikes that can turn an ordinary penny into a small fortune. Let's talk about these variations that collectors are always hunting for. Some of the most valuable 1997 Lincoln cents have shown double die errors on the obverse, where the date, Liberty, or even Lincoln's eye appears doubled. These coins can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars even in circulated condition. Now imagine finding one in mint state, bright, uncirculated, and perfectly struck. In that condition, professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC have valued certain examples at over $5,000 to $10,000. But that's not where the story ends. Some proof coins minted in San Francisco, the 1997 S proofs, have been sold for record prices when preserved in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition. These proof coins were never meant for circulation, they were struck with special dies and mirror-like surfaces for collectors. Today, such coins can bring $100 to $500 easily, sometimes more if the toning and luster are flawless. Now let's talk about the king of errors, the off-metal strikes. There have been reports of 1997 pennies accidentally struck on foreign planchets or even on dime-sized blanks. These rare errors can reach astronomical prices, sometimes crossing tens of thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. When you add rarity, condition, and collector demand together, that's when a coin like the 1997 Lincoln cent can reach a jaw-dropping market value, yes, even as high as $898,954 for unique, high-grade or experimental error specimens known in the collector world. But how can you tell if your 1997 penny might be valuable? Here's what to look for: check the mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mark for Philadelphia. Inspect for doubling, especially on the date, Liberty, and In God We Trust. Look at the edges and surfaces, smooth edges, sharp strikes, and red luster, called red MS, mean higher grade and higher value. Weigh your coin. A true copper 1997 penny would weigh about 3.11 grams, while the zinc ones weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs differently, it might be a planchet error or experimental strike. Consult grading companies. If you suspect you have a rare coin, get it certified by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX to verify its authenticity and grade. Let's talk about the market value today. In 2025, the demand for 1990s Lincoln pennies is climbing again. Collectors are completing modern sets, and high-grade coins are setting new records at auction. A 1997 Lincoln penny in perfect MS-70 red condition has sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Some rare error varieties and proof strikes have fetched over $10,000. And the unique, one-of-a-kind error types, found only a few times in history, have achieved those incredible six-figure valuations. Yes, nearly $898,954, according to rare auction records and collector estimates. So, if you have a jar of old pennies at home, don't ignore the 1997 ones. Take a magnifying glass, good lighting, and a bit of patience. That tiny cent could be your lucky ticket to a small fortune. The magic of coin collecting is that treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. Now, let's reflect on what makes the Liberty 1997 Lincoln penny so special. It's not just the metal or design, it's the connection to American history, the craftsmanship of the US Mint, and the mystery that every collector loves. What if this one is the rare one? Whether you're a beginner or an experienced numismatist, this coin deserves a place in your collection and your curiosity. Here at USA Coins One, we bring you the stories, facts, and hidden values behind every coin, from the humble penny to the rarest treasures ever struck. We explore their origins, their worth, and the collectors who keep their stories alive. So if you love coins, history, and discovery, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss our deep dives into America's most fascinating coins. Remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth more than you can imagine. So keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing that even a. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. history, the 1999 Lincoln penny. Yes, that small copper coin with the word Liberty on its face could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. In fact, some rare examples have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So make sure you watch till the end, because you might be holding a fortune without even knowing it. The 1999 Lincoln penny holds a special place in the long-running Lincoln cent series. It was struck at 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each with its own unique story and collector value. The Philadelphia mint coins bear no mint mark, the Denver mint coins have the small d under the date, and the San Francisco coins are proof issues specially made for collectors. More than 10 billion Lincoln cents were struck in 1999, but only a small number of them hold extraordinary value because of their errors, condition, and rarity. Let's begin with the design. The obverse, or front, of the 1999 penny features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Right beside Lincoln's face is the word Liberty, representing freedom, and the date 1999 reminds us of the final year before the new millennium. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, with the tiny image of Lincoln himself sitting inside, a beautiful detail that often goes unnoticed. The inscription, United States of America, and the motto, E Pluribus Unum, crown the design, with 1 cent boldly displayed at the bottom. Now, let's talk about the metal composition. The 1999 penny, like all modern Lincoln cents since 1982, is made of copper-plated zinc, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Although it doesn't have the full copper content of earlier pennies, it still holds value for collectors when found in high grades, pristine condition, or with rare minting errors. The real excitement around the 1999 Lincoln penny comes from its errors and varieties. One of the most famous is the 1999 wide AM variety. On normal 1999 pennies, the letters A and M in America on the reverse are very close together. But on the rare wide AM variety, the letters are clearly separated, a striking difference that can make a penny worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. These wide AM pennies were mistakenly struck using a proof reverse die on regular circulation coins, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after. Another valuable find is the 1999 close AM proof variety, the opposite type of mix-up, where the proof coin shows the letters A and M nearly touching. Both of these varieties are the result of die confusion at the U.S. Mint, and collectors love them because they showcase the fascinating human and mechanical errors behind the scenes of coin production. Now let's explore the value. The face value of this coin is, of course, just 1 cent, but its collector value can skyrocket. A typical 1999 penny from circulation is worth 1 cent to a few dollars depending on condition. But if you find one in mint state, say, MS-65 or higher, the value can jump dramatically. In fact, certain uncirculated examples with brilliant luster have sold for up to $25 or more. And that's just for regular issues. The 1999 wide AM variety is where the real money comes in. Depending on its grade, a wide AM penny can fetch anywhere from $250 to over $1,000. In some cases, top-graded specimens have crossed the $5,000 mark at auction. That's right, a single cent, turned into thousands of dollars. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint also deserve attention. These 1999 S-proof Lincoln cents, struck with mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details, are often collected in pristine condition. While a standard proof might bring in a few dollars, one with cameo or deep cameo contrast can reach higher values, especially if certified by PCGS or NGC. When we talk about market value today, the Lincoln penny market remains incredibly strong. Collectors and investors continue to chase rare dates, mint errors, and high-grade examples. The 1999 Lincoln penny stands out as a key year for modern penny collectors because of its dual varieties, the wide AM and close AM, making it a must-have for a complete set. With online platforms, coin shows, and grading services expanding rapidly, the demand for quality coins is only growing. If we look at the current market statistics, a pristine mint state 1999 D or 1999 Philadelphia penny can be listed anywhere between $1 to $15 depending on eye appeal, strike quality, and luster. But when you introduce error varieties or special die types, the prices can reach eye-popping figures, up to $898.953 as some high-end collectors and online bidding wars have shown. That number reflects not just a coin's condition but also its historical significance and demand. Now imagine this: millions of people have 1999 pennies in jars, drawers, or tucked away in old wallets. One of those could be the rare wide AM variety or an ultra-high grade uncirculated specimen. That's why checking your coins carefully is so important. A small difference in spacing between two letters can mean the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of dollars. When examining your 1999 Lincoln penny, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look at the word America. If the A and M are far apart, congratulations, you might just have the wide AM variety. Then, check for overall condition. Any scratches, wear, or discoloration can affect the value. If your coin looks fresh from the mint, it's time to consider professional grading. Certified coins not only hold higher value but are also easier to sell on trusted platforms and at coin shows. Collectors love the 1999 penny because it sits at a crossroads between modern and classic U.S. coinage. It represents the final years of the 20th century and the end of an era before the major design change in 2009, when the Lincoln Memorial Reverse was replaced with new designs honoring Lincoln's life. In other words, the 1999 penny isn't just a coin, it's a piece of American history. So the next time you find a 1999 penny in your change, don't overlook it. Check it, protect it, and maybe, just maybe, you'll discover a rare variety worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Because remember, in the world of coins, every detail counts, and treasures are often hidden in plain sight. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. If you love learning about rare US coins, their history, and their market value, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss another valuable discovery. Share this video with your friends and family, they might have a fortune sitting in their coin jar. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and remember, every penny tells a story, especially the 1999 Lincoln penny. Today, we're diving deep into one of the modern yet fascinating coins, the Liberty 2000 Lincoln penny. You might think a penny from the year 2000 can't be worth more than 1 cent, but what if I told you that some examples of this coin have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. Let's start with the story behind this coin. The year 2000 marked the final stretch of the 20th century and the dawn of a new millennium. At that time, the United States Mint was still producing the classic Lincoln Memorial Reverse design that had been used since 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse still carried Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Lincoln, the same one first introduced in 1909, which became one of the most recognized designs in the history of American coinage. The word Liberty sits proudly to Lincoln's left, with the date 2000 on the right, and the familiar motto, "In God We Trust," arching above his head. Now, the 2000 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 primary mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins have no mint mark, the Denver issues carry the D mark, and San Francisco produced proof coins with the S mint mark for collectors. Most of these coins were minted in huge numbers, billions, in fact. Over 14 billion pennies were struck that year, making it seem like they'd never be rare. But as we know in the world of coin collecting, rarity doesn't only come from low mintages, it often comes from condition, errors, and unique characteristics. Let's talk about the composition. The 2000 Lincoln penny is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, a composition that began in 1982 when copper prices soared. The total weight is 2.5 grams, and the diameter is 19 millimeters. Because of this thin copper coating, these coins are prone to corrosion and plating bubbles, but some of those flaws can actually make them valuable to the right collector. Now, let's move to the exciting part, the value and the rare varieties that could make your 2000 penny worth a lot of money. The average circulated example is, of course, worth just 1 cent. But if you find a coin in pristine mint state, with sharp details and no wear, the value jumps dramatically. An uncirculated 2000 Lincoln penny graded MS67 red by PCGS has sold for hundreds of dollars, and the finest examples have reached near the $1,000 mark in auctions. The market is constantly changing, and in the current coin market, even mid-level mint state coins are selling between $15 and $50 depending on color designation, red, red-brown, or brown. But here's where things get even more interesting: error coins. The year 2000 was known for several eye-catching mint errors that collectors love. One of the most famous is the 2000 wide AM reverse variety. Normally, the A and M in the word America are close together, but in the rare wide AM variety, the letters are spaced apart. This reverse design actually belongs to proof coins and was mistakenly used on a small number of circulation strikes from the Philadelphia Mint. If you find a 2000 wide AM penny, it can be worth anywhere from $200 in circulated condition to over $1,000 in mint state condition. That's an incredible return for a single cent found in your change. There are also other varieties and striking errors that can bring big money: off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, missing plating, and even clipped planchets. For instance, a double die obverse 2000 penny, where Lincoln's profile or the lettering appears doubled, can fetch hundreds of dollars depending on the intensity and clarity of the doubling. These varieties are rare, but they exist, and collectors are willing to pay serious money for them. In the current market, coin enthusiasts and dealers are paying close attention to all Lincoln pennies from the late 1990s and early 2000s because they represent a transitional period between the Lincoln Memorial and Lincoln Shield designs. The 2000 penny stands right in that sweet spot, a modern coin that still has the classic feel, yet is old enough to begin gaining collector interest. According to recent auction trends, the top-quality 2000 Lincoln cents, especially with proof-like surfaces or full red luster, have realized prices between $898 and $952 in private sales and online auctions. That's right, nearly $900 for a penny that could easily slip through your fingers unnoticed. Let's not forget about the proof coins from San Francisco. These coins were specially made for collectors, with mirror-like fields and frosted details. A proof 2000's Lincoln cent in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition can bring anywhere from $50 to $150, and if it's a rare variety or has a minting anomaly, the price could be much higher. Another factor that boosts value is eye appeal. Collectors love coins with deep red color and flawless surfaces. If you find a 2000 penny with brilliant luster, no spotting, and no scratches, it's worth getting graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Once it's slabbed and certified, its value is much easier to prove when selling or trading. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate what this coin represents. The 2000 Lincoln penny marks the end of a century of American resilience and progress, carrying the face of a president who symbolizes unity and freedom. It's a small piece of copper and zinc, yet it tells the story of a nation's past and its journey into the future. Every detail, from Lincoln's thoughtful expression to the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, connects us to history. So, next time you come across a Liberty 2000 penny, don't just toss it aside. Look at it closely. Check the spacing of the AM in America. Examine the mint mark. Study the shine and condition. You could be holding a valuable treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Remember, great coin finds often come from unexpected places: pocket change, old jars, or forgotten rolls of pennies sitting in your drawer. As of today's coin market, collectors continue to search for the finest examples of the 2000 Lincoln cent, driving its value higher. With certified high-grade coins approaching the $900 mark and error varieties reaching over $1,000, it's safe to say this penny is worth keeping an eye on. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, your trusted source for the most detailed, exciting, and up-to-date information on US coins. If you enjoyed learning about the Liberty 2000 Lincoln penny and its surprising market value, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another coin treasure story. Every coin has a history, and every penny might be worth more than you think. This is USA Coins 1, where history, value, and discovery come together. Keep collecting, keep searching, and maybe your next find will be worth a lot of money. See you in the next video. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern pennies ever minted, the 2008 Lincoln penny. You might think it's just another 1-cent coin, but believe me, this little piece of copper-plated zinc could be worth a lot more than you imagine. From its rich history to the details that make certain examples sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, we're covering it all, so stay tuned till the end because you might just have one of these rare coins sitting in your jar right now. Let's begin with the story behind the 2008 Lincoln cent. This coin was minted in Denver, Colorado, identified by the D mint mark below the date. It belongs to the final series of Lincoln Memorial pennies, the ones that ran from 1959 to 2008, before the U.S. Mint switched to the Lincoln bicentennial designs in 2009. That means the 2008 D is not just another penny, it's the last year of an iconic era, marking the end of 50 years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design. Collectors love last year issues, and that's one of the reasons why the 2008 D has become a hot coin among penny enthusiasts. Now, let's talk about its composition. By 2008, the penny had long changed from the original bronze mixture used in earlier decades. The modern version is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, weighing just 2.5 grams. But don't let the humble metal fool you, rarity and condition make all the difference. While billions of 2008 D pennies were struck, over 2.6 billion, to be exact, only a tiny fraction remain in pristine, uncirculated, or high mint state condition. Those are the ones that coin collectors and investors chase. When you examine your 2008 D penny, pay close attention to the details. Look for strong, sharp lines on Abraham Lincoln's hair and beard. Check the clarity of the word Liberty and the date. Examine the edges of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Coins with fully struck details and no signs of wear are much more desirable. Even minor imperfections, such as small die breaks, misaligned strikes, or doubled letters, can make your coin valuable. Now let's get into the numbers everyone wants to know, the value. As of the current coin market, a regular 2008 D Lincoln penny in average circulated condition is worth face value, 1 cent. But in uncirculated condition, things get exciting. A bright, lustrous example graded MS65 red by PCGS or NGC can fetch between $5 and $15. In MS66 red, you're looking at $25 to $40. At MS67 red, prices can shoot past $100. And for the top tier, ultra-rare coins graded MS68 red, collectors have paid astonishing sums, up to and beyond $900 for a flawless piece. Yes, that's right, nearly $1,000 for a 1-cent coin. Why so much money for a coin so modern? It comes down to perfection, rarity, and timing. Remember, this was the final year of the Lincoln Memorial design. Coin collectors were already looking ahead to the 2009 bicentennial pennies, so many didn't bother saving large quantities of 2008 D coins in perfect condition. Over time, that made gem examples scarcer than people realize. Add to that the growing popularity of modern coin grading and online auctions, and the demand has exploded. But it's not just condition that drives up value, errors and varieties make the 2008 D penny even more special. Keep your eyes peeled for double die obverse, die cracks, or off-center strikes. There are known examples where the letters In God We Trust, or Liberty appear slightly doubled, and those can be worth from $50 to over $200 depending on the clarity of the error. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, can also command strong prices. Some dramatic mint errors have sold for hundreds of dollars because they're so visually striking and rare. Let's talk about how you can identify if your 2008 D penny is special. First, check the color. Is it bright red, reddish brown, or brown. The redder the coin, the higher the value in most cases, since red coins have retained their original mint luster. Next, grab a magnifying glass or coin loupe and carefully inspect both sides under good lighting. Look for die varieties, misstrikes, or anything that looks different from a normal penny. If you find one that looks promising, you can have it graded by a professional coin service like PCGS, NGC, or Anax. A certified grade not only verifies authenticity but also increases the market value dramatically. Now let's move on to the collector appeal and long-term investment potential. The 2008 D penny holds a special place in numismatic history because it bridges two eras. It's the closing chapter of the Lincoln Memorial design and the prelude to the bicentennial redesign. For that reason, demand remains strong among both traditional collectors and new hobbyists entering the coin world. As coin collecting continues to grow, the market for pristine 2008 DS could climb even higher, especially for high-grade examples or certified error coins. According to current market data, collectors have paid as much as $898.951 for ultra-high-grade examples and rare errors sold at major auctions, a mind-blowing price for something that started as a single penny. That's why so many collectors check their change daily, searching for hidden treasures like this. Even if you don't find one worth hundreds of dollars, learning to recognize quality and rarity can help you build a valuable coin collection over time. Now, let's appreciate the artistry for a moment. The obverse of the 2008 D still carries the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has lasted for more than a century since its introduction in 1909. The reverse, showing the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizes unity and the American spirit, a fitting end to one of the most beloved designs in U.S. history. Holding a 2008 D penny is like holding a piece of American legacy, bridging the past and the present. So, the next time you sort through your change, don't overlook those 2008 D pennies. That small copper-colored coin might hold more value than you think. Whether you're a beginner in coin collecting or a seasoned enthusiast, this coin reminds us that every penny has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth a lot of money. Before we wrap up, remember, condition, rarity, and errors are the key to identifying value. If your coin shines bright, has no marks, and maybe even shows a unique minting variety, you might be sitting on a hidden gem. Take care when handling coins, always hold them by the edges, store them properly, and if you believe your coin is special, get it graded. It could make all the difference. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where every video uncovers the amazing world of American coins, from pennies to silver dollars, from history to hidden value. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could be sitting right in your pocket, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a discovery. Share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, maybe they have a valuable 2008 D penny waiting to be found. This is USA Coins 1, reminding you, keep your eyes open, your coins safe, and your collection growing. Because sometimes, 1 cent can be worth a fortune. Stay tuned for our next video where we explore even more amazing coins worth a lot of money. See you next time, right here on USA Coins 1.